Hello, listeners, and welcome to a very special episode of Four Weebs. This will actually be our episode 0, dropping somewhere in the middle of Christmas 2015 and New Year's 2016. And we're just here to kind of tell you a bit more about ourselves, why our opinions do matter, and also a little bit about how the podcast works. And I guess we'll kick it off with a quick short bio. I'll do mine first because we haven't actually planned this, because we have lives outside of this podcast, and we're already giving you so much, listener. And we really appreciate that you're patient with us.
Okay, just go. Just do your bio.
Oh my god, Liam, quit rushing me. I'm trying to think about what to say.
So Liam's the impatient one.
Yeah, Liam's the bully.
No, just like, don't make
He's
us
the token male.
Don't make us sound too entitled here.
We're all...
Just like, look, you should all be fucking happy that we're recording this for you, because we take time out of our precious lives to record this for you. And you should... This is a fucking privilege, alright?
Oh my god.
So, Becca, talk about yourself.
I feel like Liam said everything that needs to be said. You know what?
Basically, we're all better than you.
Okay, so, quickly about me.
Also, there's swearing.
So much swearing.
Yes.
Fuck, shit, damn it.
And spoilers.
And
so much
jokes.
spoilers.
Spoilers for the
Dick
first
jokes,
3
vagina jokes. Nothing's really untread upon. Alright, so my name is Becca. I live in Calgary, Alberta.
Oh,
And
don't tell people that.
I'm so important. Come stalk me. Everyone else lives elsewhere, I guess. It's a city of like 1.3 million, Veda. What do you want from me?
I don't know. Maybe they'll come in like I don't know.
Veda lives in
about the
Edmonton, so far away. We never get to see Veda. It's so sad. Anyway, my name's Becca. I live in Alberta, not Calgary. Scratch that from your memory. I've been watching anime since about forever and a year. My most early memories of watching anime is seeing like Astro Boy on TV when I was like 3 or 4, like young enough that I could be making this memory up. After that, it was Sailor Moon that got me into it, and I watched Sailor Moon when it wasn't cool to watch Sailor Moon. That's how old I am. After that, I took a bit of a break because I didn't have access to cable. I lived under my parents' whim, and they didn't really dig the cable thing. Finally, we got satellite, and I was reintroduced through Yu-Gi-Oh! And Inuyasha, 2 classic yet questionable animes. Since then, moved on to other shows. Some of my favorites include Trigun. Death Parade is one that I watched recently that's really, really great, and everybody should watch. I'm blanking on the other one that I was going to mention. Anyway, other things that I'm into...
Was it Cowboy Bebop?
Cowboy Bebop is also really good. Everything made by that particular group is pretty friggin' fantastic. Sailor Moon, obviously. Again.
The live-action Sailor Moon, specifically.
Oh, yes. I'm the proud owner of 2 DVDs of live-action Sailor Moon, and it's pretty fantastic. Not in English, but fantastic. Other things I do outside of anime watching is, I'm a pretty big fan of the Marvel complex that they're building. One of my favorite TV shows is... I like a lot of stuff by Brian Fuller. Watch American Horror Story. I'm really big into like movies and nerdy shit, and that's me kind of all encapsulated. I don't know, if you're a listener and you have questions for us, send them to us and we'll answer them. Anyway, I'm gonna pass it off to Liam, because he's got a lot to say.
What's your favorite color?
Favorite color is blue, motherfuckers!
Okay. Who's next?
Liam!
Me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's almost like I've been interrupting, and it seems like I want to talk. Yeah.
It seems like you have so much to say, I figured I'd give you a chance.
My name is Liam, and I live in a basement. It's the holiday season, so I'm drinking a rum and eggnog, and it's nice.
Keeping it classy.
Eggnog only really tastes good if you're drinking it in December, I find.
Or never.
You can't drink it very often. My favorite color is also blue. I'm pretty new to the anime game, in a sense. I was introduced to it like in my tweens with Inuyasha.
Classic.
Good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I also didn't have cable. I had to like rent it from the video store. I guess when I was in elementary school, I watched Pokemon as well, but that wasn't. I didn't really know what anime was at that point. It was more just like, oh, everybody's watching Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh to an extent too.
Pokemon is
I
pretty
didn't
awesome,
realize
too.
that was anime until like I was introduced to Inuyasha, and like the same people that introduced me to that introduced me to like other popular animes, but Inuyasha was the only one that really stuck. And then I'd of course watched all the Hayao Miyazaki movies, which are their own special kind of anime.
I forgot to mention those. Damn it!
And I had watched a few other anime movies, like here and there, but it wasn't until like I met you guys 2.5 years ago, that I started getting into it more.
Oh, shucks.
Starting getting deep into it with the Neon Genesis Evangelion, and then all of the Full Metal Alchemist, both series, watched them back to back.
So much Full Metal.
Pretty legit. And I rewatched some like those older anime movies like Akira, Ghost in the Shell. I tend to lean towards the sci-fi and fantasy stuff, just because that's what I lean towards with like everything. I'm a very avid Dungeons and Dragons player, very avid war gamer. If anyone plays War Machine, hit me up. That's my jam. I just finished recently Kill la Kill, so that's like one of my favorite animes right now. I would recommend it, but I'd watch a few other animes before you watch Kill la Kill, because Kill la Kill's got a lot of satire in it.
Reference humor.
I just had a real fun time watching Kill la Kill with my significant other, who also watches a lot of anime. I also watched. Well, I had to watch Cowboy Bebop, just because you.
What do you mean
watch
you
that.
had to?
We forced
I chose to watch Cowboy Bebop.
Because it's amazing.
So classic.
That was good. I watched Future Diaries. That was pretty solid.
Also good.
Yeah, there's so much on the list. I recently there's this animation festival where I live, where they did a screening of the 25th anniversary of Ghost in the Shell, the new remastered version that took out the bad CGI. That was my third watch of it, and that was a good time. And my day job is a photographer. I take pictures of people, and I can't talk with my coworkers about anime that often.
Aw,
So I gotta talk about it with you guys, though.
we're so special.
I've tried to talk with my coworkers about it, but then they're like, yeah, I don't watch anime, and then I'm like, okay.
Nobody at my work
Can't-
likes Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, and I said,
What?
oh my god, why am I
That's-
working here?
Who are you
Like,
all working with?
That's
So
just
sad.
really improbable. Like
A bunch of girls in
one
their
of them-
mid-20s who said they all fell asleep during Lord of the Rings, and I gasped and kind of cried.
Ew.
You know what? I'll throw this out. I'll play my cards. I would probably fall asleep watching. Well, no, I have fallen asleep watching The Lord of the Rings.
Fair enough, but not like
So-
the first time you try and watch it.
Yeah,
Like
no.
The second time, when you've already seen it, and
Yeah.
it's kind of been a long day, not like when it's the first epicness ever.
Yeah.
Well, I've never fallen asleep watching it. And
Neither have I.
I've done the 14-hour extended edition
Oh my
marathon.
God.
Good man, good man.
I'm
But
not even.
that's very improbable that no one at your work is, like, out of all the people that work there, one of them is bound to have, like, at least Lord of the
Something.
Rings
Yeah.
or Star Wars.
Nope.
I feel really sad now that happened
I
to you.
know.
We're gonna discuss
Sorry.
this later in more depth.
Is there anything else I need to hit up with my bio? I think that's everything. I mean,
Liam,
you guys will get to know me more as you listen more, so listen to our episodes, please.
Liam, one last question.
Yes.
Favorite Sailor Scout?
Oh, fuck. When I watched it as a kid,
Mhm.
so I watched it when I was in elementary school, I rented the tapes from the video store, because I
Nice.
didn't have cable. I think my favorite was Neptune.
Ah, good call. Yeah.
If I had to pick now, it would probably be Mars. I mean,
Yeah, she's
obviously.
pretty spicy. All right, who wants to go next? Veda or Leah?
I don't know, man.
Should we put Veda to work? She's been pretty quiet. Poor Veda is sick.
Let's,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's do Veda before, like,
I'm
she
not.
passes out.
I'm not accusing you of anything, Veda. You don't need to apologize for being sick.
I was gonna apologize anyway.
Okay, we'll apologize to our listeners.
I'm sorry.
Aw.
Sorry. Anyway, I'm Veda. I'm sick. If you can't tell, I'm really sorry about that. Again. I've been watching anime for. Can you hear me? Am I
Yes.
talking loud enough?
No, you're good.
I thought you were gonna say, "Am I talking?"
Sorry. I need to stop apologizing. Anyway, I've been watching anime for about 7 years. Like, I'm watching it more frequently. But the first anime I ever saw was Sailor Moon, and I didn't know it was anime at that point because I was in elementary school, and like, yeah, everybody else was watching Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually, the funny thing was, I actually hated Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was a kid.
I've never heard anyone say they hate Pokemon
Beyblade
before.
for the win, man.
I
Beyblade
actually-
and Digimon.
Oh,
I
Okay,
hated
Beyblade.
all of those. I had a friend who
Well,
forced me to
screw
watch.
you, young Veda.
But the
I'm sorry.
Pokemons has the Pokemons.
I know, I just hated it. I had a friend who forced me to watch like a bunch of episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I just wanted to play the games, like play whatever. I didn't want to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! And she was like, "We're gonna watch Yu-Gi-Oh!" And I was like, "No."
Did you watch Yu-Gi-Oh? I remember when I started watching it, it was on like late night YTV. It was like a 10 o'clock or an 11 o'clock show.
No,
And
it was
like-
on
Oh man, I was
midday,
watching it when it was on like prime time kid TV.
Yeah,
it's
no.
like middle of the day.
When I watched it, it was like on. They ran Buffy at 10 o'clock, and then they ran Yu-Gi-Oh at like 11, or they ran Buffy at 9, and then Yu-Gi-Oh at 10. Whatever it
Seems
was,
really
it was
backwards to me.
it was like late at night, so it was like it felt like it was one of those things that you weren't supposed to necessarily watch. You know what I mean?
Weird.
So yeah.
I used to play Naruto.
Remind me before we're done, because I forgot to talk about like non-anime shows I like. But Veda, continue.
Sorry. Anyway, where was I? Right, Yu-Gi-Oh! And then, so I didn't really get reintroduced to anime until I was in grade 8. And my friend, I actually started with the manga. So my friend gave me the Death Note manga to read.
Mhm.
And when I finished reading it, I was like, I really want to watch the show for this. So I went and looked up the Death Note anime, and that was kind of what got me into more shows. And from what I remember, I went from Death Note to Code Geass, which is really, really good. I recommend that to everybody
Nice.
because it's one of my favorite shows.
It's on my list.
Watch it now.
It's an eventually for me.
Do
Liam,
it.
you guys haven't seen it? What the
No.
hell?
Hey,
It's-
you and
I
Leah have.
I can't fucking watch everything, Leah.
Leah,
You-
I know, but I'm sorry. Like, oh my god.
We're very important
on it.
people with very important things going on in our lives. We can only watch
Me
so
too.
much anime. Neither of you have watched Death Parade yet. Sorry,
I
Veda.
started it.
It's okay. I
Guys,
was
we're
the one who
interrupting Veda.
recommended Death Parade. It was me. I'm taking
Yes.
credit for that. Anyway,
Veda nailed that.
I
Good,
found it.
good call.
Yeah, so that was kind of where I started with anime, and I've seen a bunch of anime since then. It would take me forever to list everything. Recently, I've been watching, like I said, Becca said, watched Death Parade, and then I've been watching a couple of the animes that we've done on the podcast already. Like, I've been slowly getting through Mononoke, which is good so far, and,
Nice.
one I just basically marathoned through the other day because I had nothing to do, was Love Live, School Idol Project. None of you know
Oh, really?
that, probably.
I thought that was just a game.
No, actually, the game is based off of the anime. For anybody who plays Love Live School Idol Festival, add me. I'll be
Hey.
your friend.
Let's name drop some people. Mackenzie and Clara.
Yeah?
Tip to them.
Get to them. You
Yes.
guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I
big
play
huge
that.
wink.
Wink. Also Brenna, but
Oh,
less
and
so.
Brenna, yes.
Yes, Brenna, wink.
Wink. Wink. Hey guys.
All the
Cody
winks.
Cody motherfuckers. Anyway.
That was great.
Where else should I go with this? I'm also a huge nerd outside of anime. TV shows, I guess. I like a lot of the big name shows, like stuff like Game of Thrones, and basically anything by Joss Whedon. I've seen it.
Oh,
Doctor Who.
Our king.
And Doctor Who, and lots of BBC shit. Like, I've seen Doctor Who and Sherlock, and yes, I've seen Supernatural, but I'm not part of that weird
I'm just
combination.
gonna get really girly here and
Please say
speaking
Jensen
of
Ackles.
BBC, Downton Abbey. Just
I haven't seen Downton Abbey yet.
Ugh.
I have it on my list, though.
my inner girl just
I know, it's okay.
ties. Anyway, continue, Veda.
Yeah, so I'm a huge that kind of nerd as well. Shit, I lost my train of thought.
But it sounds like the drugs are kicking in, so this is good.
Drugs?
Yeah, more cocaine!
Oh, good.
Oh, excellent.
Right.
By that she means Tylenol.
I also
Or
play lots of
cocaine.
video games. My favorite video game is actually a video game that was made in cooperation with Studio Ghibli called Ni no Kuni: Wrath of the White Witch. If anybody hasn't played it, go buy a PlayStation 3 and play that motherfucker because it's amazing.
How beautiful is it?
It's
You
so
still need to
beautiful.
lend it to me.
I know, and it's beautiful, and the music is all done by Joe Hisashi, who does a lot of Hayao Miyazaki's movies. It's phenomenal. That game is amazing, and they just announced that they're making a sequel, and I'm so excited. I'm
Nice.
dying inside. It's great. Yeah, that's I play. I have a lot of game stations. So I play lots of random video games. That's my favorite. So everybody go play that. I also like lots of American cartoons for TV as well. I won't go too far into that. Gravity Falls though.
Dropping names like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
My favorite color is red.
Nice.
Sorry.
If you had to pick a Sailor Scout, who would you pick?
When I was younger, I always liked Sailor Moon the best.
Well, obviously,
Just-
she's
yeah.
boss.
Well, yeah. I know everybody's like, oh, she's really annoying, but I was like, oh, she has her moments where she's, like, really good with people, and I like, I don't know. But, I actually really like, Sailor Uranus.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, it's a good
Sorry.
call. Yeah. I'm so excited to watch them with the redub. Anyway.
Yeah, right? Anyway,
Shall we...
sorry if I sound like shit.
Oh my god. No
I
more
apologize.
stories out of
I'm
you.
gonna apologize every 5 minutes. I'm counting.
I'm tallying them up elsewhere, and we'll talk about this later.
Okay.
Last but not
Yeah.
least, we have Leah.
Hello, friends. Yeah, my name's Leah. I'm just gonna feel like a broken record when saying I started anime when I was also a little younger, so yeah, things like, Beyblade, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon, Pokemon, all those ones when they were coming out. When I was in junior high, I watched, what really got me started in anime was, Bionics on YTV at, 9 o'clock on Friday nights, and it was, let's see, there was the original Full Metal Alchemist, Eureka 7, Bleach, Inuyasha, and Naruto, which,
Oh, yeah.
disclaimer to everyone, none of us like Naruto, so I'm just sorry. I'm not sorry.
We're gonna get into that in a moment, I think.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so I don't know, from there I kind of just started getting more into it. Death Note, of course, that sort of thing. I typically go for more of, the drama or, kind of fantasy genres. I guess it's so hard because I've seen so many, picking a favorite. I feel like I'll say one and then I'll remember, 10 others, but some memorable ones that are jumping out at me that are more mainstream anyway is, Full Metal Alchemist, The Brotherhood, Cowboy Bebop, which is an older one, Eureka 7, the original one. Love it. Lots. I don't know. It's so hard to ask me to pick because I don't even remember half the ones I've watched.
Right?
It's I just
I have
can't.
the same problem.
And then, of course, all I think of is the mainstream ones that everyone's seen, even though I've seen so much more.
But sometimes it's mainstream because it's so great.
That's true. I guess
So-
so, yeah.
Yeah.
One I just finished rewatching not long ago was Holic. It's by Clamp. I really like that one.
I've seen
It's
that one.
really interesting, and I just like the tone, and
Is it back
just
on
like it.
Netflix?
I do not know.
So,
I could not say. Also, I'm probably the, token girly girl of the group, too, because I love shoujo. Every so often, I just go into this, binge of wanting all the romance anime everywhere. I just finished watching Yona of the Dawn, and it was amazing.
Oh my god, I love
So
it.
good. So good. Waiting for more of the manga
Sorry.
to come out. But,
I have a friend who recommended that to me.
oh, it's so good. I love it. Oh my god.
It's good.
Outside of anime, also nerdy like everyone else here, because that's why we're friends.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, Doctor Who, I like video games. I'm really huge on, like the BioWare games, like Mass Effect and Dragon Age and all that awesome stuff. Just started playing Uncharted, which is not BioWare, but I just got PS4. Uncharted, it's amazing so far. Love it.
Lucky.
And yeah, as far as anime goes, Ghibli movies too, like make my life. I think the most memorable anime that I've seen, like from my childhood, that really like kind of got me into it was Spirited Away, which is probably how it is for a lot of people, but it's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
That was the first Ghibli movie I ever saw.
Yeah.
Speaking as a person who didn't like Studio Ghibli initially, I know, gasps.
I
Definitely changed face. I know the first time I watched Spirited Away, I was like, this isn't what I wanted, but since then I've watched it like 3 or 4 more times, and I've been like, this is exactly what I wanted. So,
yeah, I think the first one I watched was My Neighbor Totoro, and then actually I remember seeing Spirited Away when it came out in theaters at like the Plaza downtown in Calgary, because it wasn't mainstream enough back then to show at any Cineplex theaters.
Yeah, that was kind of the big
I know, I'm pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
My favorite one's Princess Mononoke, though.
Yeah, that's like top 3 for me, I think.
Also, because I forgot to mention it when I did my bio, and because I love talking about myself, obviously.
That's why we're here, right?
My favorite comedy show that's not anime is Tim and Eric Awesome Show, Great Job. And for live-action non-comedy shows, I'm not sure. I like Game of Thrones. I've watched all of Stargate, which is super cheese. I really like Battlestar Galactica.
Yes. So
Words,
good.
Movies. My favorite video game is BioShock Infinite. I don't have a PS4. All I have is a PS2.
For me, what I was gonna say is animated shows that aren't anime per se.
Oh, yes.
I love the inappropriate ones. Rick and Morty, Archer, Futurama. Oh, yes.
Everyone's just giving me a giant nerd boner right
I
now.
I know, right? And my favorite color is purple. And I'm ashamed to say I haven't watched Sailor Moon in so long. I don't remember a whole lot, but when I was younger, I remember liking Sailor Jupiter of all of them. I know.
She's pretty badass, though.
I liked green.
That's fair.
But now my favorite color is purple, so I don't know.
I like Sailor Mercury because of blue, because I'm racist, so.
What?
Towards colors, specifically, like the rainbow. Yes. Neat. Does anybody have anything else to add about themselves? I know I missed a couple. I definitely goofed a little bit.
I feel like I'm just going to remember all the good animes I've watched. I feel like I'm just listing all the generic ones, and I'm like, well, what if I watched? I can't remember. There's been, like, so many.
Everyone else is listing things off, and I'm like, fuck, I forgot to mention that.
Well, I went that, so everyone said all mine.
Well, it's okay.
This is the one nice thing. We all have similar tastes, so we all cover each other's borders.
Which, I guess, we could use to segue into how our podcast works, and where some of this... what's the word I want to use? Bias may come in.
Let's do it. I was going to say we could do a quick history about this podcast.
Yeah.
We've only released, by the time this episode drops, we'll have released 3 or 4 episodes, so it seems odd that we might have a history per se, and maybe we're full of ourselves a little bit, but we did have a rocky start. Does somebody else want to cover this, or...
You're doing great.
I mean, it's pretty basic. We started recording. I was the only one with a decent microphone because it's me. I mean, what do you expect? I'm not like people already probably like think I'm shit now, so I might as well just play that up.
Keep going,
Liam. I'll defend your honor.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
So we recorded. Eventually, a couple of us bought better mics, and you know how it is. If anyone listening has ever tried to do a podcast, it takes a couple episodes to really get into the swing of things. And then there's an incident with Boku no Pico, and then there was incidents with quality, and then we're like, you know what? Let's just scrap all those episodes we did. Those are practice ones, and now we're gonna start for real.
Yeah.
And then that was the Bobobo / Gangsta episode.
Which is my favorite anime of 2015, by the way.
Let's let Leah talk about Boku no Pico for a minute, because I know as we've started releasing episodes, we've been getting feedback, to which one piece of feedback was, why don't you watch a really shitty piece of shit anime like Boku no Pico? So go ahead, Leah.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. If we wanted to keep it silent for
Say it.
hidden episodes, but
No,
so what
go,
happened
man.
was so we started off with our first episode was Naruto and Rurouni Kenshin.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if there was one or two that came in between, but whatever. It came to the point where I was picking the good and the bad anime, and I kind of fucked up that week and didn't realize I was choosing. So kind of on a last minute whim, I was, looking up what like the worst animes out there were, and then I asked my boyfriend at the time like a suggestion for a really bad anime, and I didn't think he would troll me as hard as he did. So the one he gave me and suggested was Boku no Pico. So because I was freaking out, I was like, okay guys, for the bad anime, we're gonna watch Boku no Pico, and then Beta starts like losing her shit. She's the only one who's heard of it.
So funny.
We call ourselves anime fans, and yet, we've never heard of it aside from Beta.
I stay to a very specific area of the internet
Yeah, this
known
is
as
not-
the porn ring. So,
Well,
porn.
that's pretty much porn, Becca. So essentially, what
pretty
happened
much.
was- so Becca and I were the ones who were going to have to watch it, and poor soul Becca got it to it first,
Oh,
watched
poor
the first
soul.
5 minutes, and straight up basically said, no, I'm not watching this. I can't. It makes me uncomfortable. It's awful. Like, no.
And as the listener is eventually probably likely to find out, there's only so many things that can make me uncomfortable.
It's pretty hard to do.
Fucking little boys is one of them.
Yeah. And recently, we all had the unfortunate experience of watching the first 5 minutes
Yeah.
of Boku no Pico as a group to get revenge on
Exactly.
Andrew,
Becca.
who
Yes.
was the one who
Hey.
originally suggested it.
Now we're all on even playing
It's
field,
true.
Except for me.
except
We've all
for
been
Liam.
scarred. We've all been scarred.
We'll
other than
eventually get
Liam.
Liam.
We have to initiate Liam.
Yeah.
You know what? Liam's kind of the boss of the harem, so
Yeah.
it makes sense if he
Uh,
can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Male.
too bad you couldn't come to my Terminator Karimba special viewing party.
I know,
you
I'm
missed,
sorry.
You missed my basement initiation.
Oh no, what was
Oh.
that?
Oh yeah.
So good. And it was better this time around than it's been any other time, having been there for a couple of these initiations.
What's the initiation? Don't keep me and the listeners in suspense.
Let's just say it involves money and credit
Credit
cards.
Oh, I'm really curious. What the hell, guys?
We're gonna let that hang
You'll have
over
to tell me
everybody.
after. Okay.
It's a
So
cult.
we gotta build the
Um,
suspense.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so we didn't end up watching Boku no Pico, and we switched it because no one wanted to go through that. And I think that's what led us to our first episode that actually aired, am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, actually.
Which was
Um,
Bobobo and Gangsta.
yeah, I'm actually just looking back right now. I believe we only lost 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe only 2. So our 2 episodes that we lost were Rurouni Kenshin versus Naruto, which is a real shame that we lost that one because boy were we all pissed off. That was our first initial episode, so we all watched both animes, so we were all could chat about it. That deteriorates into a shit pile very quickly. And then we had Dragon Ball GT versus Dragon Ball Super.
Was that the second one?
Oh, right.
That was the second one, which is
Oh.
another unfortunate loss. Maybe we'll circle back around. I guess we'll see.
Maybe.
And then looking up that it was the whole Boko no Piku incident. So yeah, we've actually
Yes.
only lost 2 episodes.
What about the Kill la Kill one?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not posted on Facebook, so I can't find it. What did we put up against Kill la Kill?
Well, that was my choice, so I should remember. It was
what?
Kill.
Oh,
it was Kill
wasn't
la
it that
Kill.
really bad mecha
It was Kill la
anime?
Kill and Ultimate Muscle.
Oh right.
Oh
Right.
yeah, because I got to watch Kill la Kill. That's why I'm
I
forgetting.
got to watch
Yeah, I got to watch Kill la Kill as well.
I got to watch Ultimate Muscle because I'd already seen Kill la Kill.
Are we missing anything else? Did we?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Yeah,
So
very exciting.
that's a pretty. We should at the beginning we should have explained what the podcast is for everybody.
I agree.
So
We
let's
should
do
put
that.
in.
Well, now we can get into it. Excellent segue.
Yeah.
Do you want?
Yeah, this would have made more sense at the beginning, but that's okay. It's
No.
cool.
Listeners, you're obviously brave and strong people. That's why you're finding out about this at the end rather than the beginning. You're also interested in a mystery, I guess. I don't know. Please
So
keep,
essentially,
please keep listening to us.
okay, So essentially, the way our podcast works, I kind of described it the other day as anime book club. So
Yeah, actually.
there is a quote-unquote good anime and a bad anime. 2 of us watch the good anime, 2 of us watch the bad anime. This is done through a marble draw,
Yes.
which is explained in all the other episodes.
Yes.
Um,
We did ultimately alter the way that we do the marble draw.
Yes.
Which will happen
Sorry.
eventually for the user, or for the listener. Fuck.
Becca.
Keep going, Leah. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So yeah, that took a bit of playing around how we did the marbles, but it's all set through now. So essentially, yeah, it's just random, and then the person who gets the red marble gets to pick who's watching the bad anime with them, and then the other 2 are watching the good anime. But again, that's explained in other episodes. The main thing we wanted to talk about today. No,
I can't remember. Is it just 3
it's
white?
just white and red.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the whole we changed it up thing.
Okay, well, now that we've just said that, so yeah, essentially there's 3 white marbles and there's a red marble. And so we all draw, and whoever gets the red marble is watching the bad anime and gets to pick who's watching it with them. But the main thing we wanted to talk about in episode 0 today is kind of the whole subjectiveness of, what's a good anime and what's a bad anime, and kind of how we go about finding them and picking them and that sort of thing. And we might all be a little different on how we pick our good and bad animes, but mainly we just want to disclaim, just because the bad anime we think is going to be bad doesn't mean it is, so don't be offended, because we haven't seen it either, which is the point. We haven't seen any of the animes we're watching, and there has been cases where we end up liking the bad anime and we don't like the good one.
Yeah.
So it's kind of more of just to give us like a place to start and explore different fan bases and kind of get the opinions out there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, for me, when you guys can kind of say how you go about it maybe, but when I look up, the good or the bad animes, often if it's a good one, I'll pick something I know I've seen and you guys haven't that I'd like you to see. Or honestly, for the bad ones and some of the good ones, I kind of just look on the internet, see what I can find, like lists, things that are top rated,
Yeah.
different genres, which
I know I look at like my anime list and like
yeah.
anime news network, the ones that have like ratings on them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know, I kind of judge based on those ratings and what I've heard about it.
I tend to judge at face value. Does the anime look like crap? Or also one of my favorite things to do is, what is the fan base of the anime like? Which is what got us in hot water initially anyway.
Yeah.
You can tell we all took the particular comments to heart in that we're almost apologizing for how we do this, but this is how we do it. I had selected an anime based on the fan mass being a little bit more excited than I'm willing to tolerate. And then the anime actually ended up not being bad. I watched it myself, and I really enjoyed it.
But then at the same time,
So-
I didn't like it. So it's that
Yeah.
whole opinion-based thing, right?
Yeah.
Did we touch on how when we pick animes, we or whoever's picking it might have a theme?
Yeah,
Yes.
occasionally we kick that around. I think we've all aimed to kind of theme them up.
Yeah,
So
like
far.
I had a mecha-themed episode.
Or at least something that's slightly in common or comparable, like, be it like the anime style or the genre or, yeah, just some like commonality in between them. Words. Forgetting words.
I was
I
gonna
remember what I was gonna say.
every second or every seventh.
Every 7th episode.
Lucky number 7. We do something a little bit different. This will
It's a
all
surprise each time.
Yeah, it really is. It's a special episode just to kind of break things up. Sitting and watching anime and being upset or enjoying them all the time can get a little dull sometimes, even for us. So, well, every 7th episode is a surprise, like a Kinder surprise. If you're in the States, you don't know what that is. And that's unfortunate.
I know what it
Chocolatey
is.
goodness with a gift inside, a toy
Yeah.
inside.
Just
That you can
they're
choke
just
on
banned.
if you're a dumb child. It's
Oh.
how we in Canada whittle out the weak ones.
Wow.
I thought we were supposed to be nice Canadians.
I am being nice.
I remember what I was going to say now.
Do it.
Was just that we had this issue with some of the episodes that didn't necessarily get released, but we found, because we all have such similar taste with anime, we do try our best not to be biased, because we found a lot of the bad animes were just the, really obnoxious, goofy ones
Yeah.
that didn't have a whole lot of plot going on.
For some reason, ecchi
too
No,
much
no.
plot.
Yeah, exactly. So since then, we've kind of tried to get a little more in depth with our quote unquote bad animes as well,
Mhm.
just to make sure. Because it's hard when we all have similar tastes because what's bad to us might be good to other people and vice versa. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
disclaimer.
It's all opinion.
Mm-hmm.
This is our opinion. You
And
don't
what-
have to agree, but, be civil about it.
And this comes to, like, I guess our final point of why our opinions matter. Because we're the people willing to take the time every week to not only watch the animes, but then to sit down and talk about them. And if you have any input, please feel free. Hopefully, eventually, we'll have a Facebook page set up. Not hopefully. In the near future, we'll have a Facebook page set up. Feedback's always welcome. It's always great. Just remember, we're people too. We're not faceless voices. Even though we can sometimes be gigantic assholes.
Yeah.
Looks pointedly at Liam, as he wants to be the gigantic asshole of the podcast.
I don't want
And
to. I just feel like I am.
No, you're not.
Aw,
you're
no.
not, Liam.
You're not.
And also, listeners, I guess feel free to suggest any comparisons that you
Yes.
would like us to do. Just keeping in mind we only watched the first 3 episodes. But you can
Mhm.
also suggest special episode ideas to us as well.
Not that
Anything
we're
you
gonna
want to
use it.
suggest, go for it.
You can make
Can't promise we'll use it, but you can suggest it.
Mm-hmm. No harm, no foul. So this is our special episode. I think we actually went a little longer than we anticipated, but
Oh wait, one more thing.
do it. Yeah, that was the question I was going to ask. What else? What are we missing?
I'm just doing a shout out. Shout out to my friend Siobhan who left all the comments on every episode so far.
Siobhan, we love you.
Nice, yeah. Okay, well, all right, listeners. So
Yeah, I
thanks for
saw
listening.
those. There's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to episode 0. Hopefully that clarified a few things, and maybe we've not pressed as many buttons at this point. And
No, they should be
keep
glad
listening.
that we're doing anything for them in the first place. This is a privilege. They didn't even deserve this episode, and we gave it to them anyways because we're so goddamn nice.
We
Mic
really
drop.
are. We're like the
Done.
the anime Santas.
We are.
Yes.
Except Christmas is every week.
Liam is our Krampus.
Can I be Santa Claus?
It's Krampus.
Krampus. And Veda's going to be our Santa Claus.
Yay.
Leah,
Yes.
I'll fight you for who gets to be Rudolph.
Oh man, no, you be Rudolph. I will be
Yes.
Mrs. Claus because Veda and I float that way apparently.
Aww.
Yes.
I almost
Okay.
claimed Mrs. Claus for myself. I wanted to give you the option. You're welcome. Merry Christmas. That's
Thanks.
all you're getting.
Okay.
Anyway.
All
Yes.
right.
Hey, episode's over now.
Yeah,
Bye.
if you're listening to us on iTunes, don't forget to rate us.
Arigato.
And review us.
Please, you know the phrase like Thumper. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So don't rate us like low.
Yeah. Or if you do, please let us know why you think we're shit.
Have some
Um,
Christmas spirit.
Because I personally thrive on people telling me how shitty I am. Anyway. Shall
Okay.
we sign
Yes.
off?
Signing off.
Sign
Goodbye.
off.
Bye.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah,
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Denominational.
non-denominational winter celebration time.
festivities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go have a rum and eggnog. With more rum than eggnog.
Get drunk.
Or just the rum.
Or-
Okay.
This
Whatever.
is trailing. Bye.